Oh, afternoon everyone. It's been a while. Hasn't been a lot going on since got back from Bustleton, apart from doing the I-20. That was a real funny story. I'll tell you about that in a minute. We got 17 degrees, about 4 o'clock in the arvo. Quite a nice day actually. I was going to fly the drone today. What I want to do, actually I might as well show you that now. So I got a picture printed out from the last trip to Busso. Come up pretty good. It was ultra windy, so I was kind of limited in what I could do due to the fact that it was, it won't let you take panoramic photos. I think it can take 3 or 4 vertical, it can take 3 or 4 180s, or it can do a normal size photo, like a 4:3 ratio photo, but it's actually 3x3, so it'll do 9 photos and stitch them all together, and you end up with a big resolution, normal size 4:3 ratio photo. I think that's what it is. So I did that one. So this is a single photo and it's off the flip. I will get some close-ups with my phone. I'll remember. When I'm editing, I'll come and get some photos. It's okay. It's a 48 megapixel camera on the flip, so it's not bad. You're definitely not going to see it with this camera because this camera doesn't like focusing close up on things. It looks pretty good. The main reason I wanted to do it because my missus was riding. She loves going down south and everything. She got this for her birthday. It's not even straight. Near on $1,000 for that, but I mean the frame it's a really nice frame. It's glass, it's not plastic. That one's plastic. I'll guarantee it's MDF. This is a proper nice wood. I'm pretty sure they took this with either an Inspire 2 DJI or a Mavic 3 or a Mavic 4. I'm not entirely sure. They've got all these drones, so I don't know which one this was taken with, but if I zoom in on this, the resolution's obviously a lot better. So yeah, but I just wanted to see if I could, out of my $600 drone, get a similar size photo, and I think that's bigger. I'm pretty sure that photo is bigger than this one. That's 600 by 900. And that's a single photo. Like I said, it's not stitched. It wouldn't let me do it because of the wind. It'd take the three photos on the top, and then as soon as it swung back, it'd cop a gust of breeze. It's probably thinking that it's not in the right spot or the angle's too much for it to compensate and do the stitching properly because of the wind, and it would just say pano failed due to too much wind. So yeah, she bought that one in retaliation. Well, she didn't buy it, she got it for her birthday, but she got to pick what she wanted. Because the first time we went to Bustleton like 2 months ago, I was meant to bring my drone and I left it here charging. I forgot to put it in the car. And that was not the whole point of going there, but it was to get some photos like that, like this. We would have gone to this spot if I had my drone. This is in Yellingup. We were in Bustleton. It's about an hour and a half away from Bustleton, but we would have gone. It's called Canal Rocks, I think it is. So yeah, so in retaliation for me for getting the drone, I think her parents bought it for her birthday, but she picked it. That's what she wanted. So anyway, it looks pretty good. Yeah, 600 by 900. I think it's a very similar size to that one. Obviously, that's landscape. That one's portrait. But yeah, no problems printing that out. But doing a 9 photo stitch would have been a lot better. The resolution would have been so much better. Not that that's bad, and from a meter away, it looks really nice. But when you go up to it, but I mean, you don't look at photos going up to it. Like same as this one. This was only a 12 megapixel one off my Mini 2, I think it was. And the pixelation is so bad, but because of the colors, and I've made the sky stand out with HDR, it actually looks like a painting. So it doesn't look like a photo with all the exaggerated contrast and colors. So yeah, that one turned out, that was a fluke. I think if you printed that on photo paper, it wouldn't have looked as good. This is actually on canvas, block mounted on canvas. This ended up costing $53. And that was what I was trying to get across to her, because we kind of had it out a little bit when she told me the price of that one. I said, well, I can do it. And then she said, well, we're going to Bustleton, you better do it. And then I forgot the drone, so that's why she bought that one. But yeah, it was $33 for the print and $20 for the frame, all from Kmart. I did it late at night, about 10 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, and I picked it up the next day. It was ready the next day at about 10 o'clock in the morning. So it was like a 12-hour turnaround. So yeah, pretty happy with that. Actually, while I didn't bring it with me, 2 seconds. Yes, I thought that was one funny story. I'll share another one with you in a minute about the i20. It was even funnier. I just printed out, I don't know if you could read them, but all they are, nothing serious. Commodore, Nissan Z and Hyundai wheel nut torque settings. Every time I take a wheel off, I'm always Googling it to find out what the torque specs are for the cars, and it gets really annoying because you've done it before, you can't remember it because you don't do it every time. So yeah, I printed 3 of them out. So what I'm going to do, actually I probably didn't need double-sided tape on one of them, but that's okay. So this should cover the bases. Where would I put it though? I don't want it kind of out in the open, but I don't want it to be, there we go. So we know it's there. So I'll just hide it under there, and that way it's there when you need it. Very easy, so that's good. And then what I'll do with the other one is I'll put it in my toolbox, because pretty much if I'm working on the cars, my toolbox is here, so that way it'll be in the toolbox. And the third one will go in with the torque wrench. If I must have just stepped in some water, if I can fit it in there, we'll see. And talking about torque wrenches, I've actually got some notes. Come on, outside. I've actually written down some notes because I've got a heap of stuff coming. So yeah, it's going to be a busy next. It's all kind of due at the end of the month, so I don't know when it's going to come. But anyway, we'll pick another one here. Hang that up. It's mainly this toolbox. I don't bring this big blue one with me. I will if it's a big job, but with the cars I have now, like with the Torana, this used to come down all the time because it's got soldering iron and wires and, you know, zip ties and heat shrink and stuff in it. So I used to bring that all the time, but yeah, don't really need it anymore. So we'll just put it here. They're laminated. They'll last forever. Not like they're going to be out in the weather, and it's in front of you all the time. So yeah, torque wrench. Had a bit of a disaster with this one. I've had it over a year, I'm pretty sure. But you put the batteries in here, and then it's got this stupidly designed thing, like as a cap, just ridiculous. And now it doesn't work. So it got, I don't know what happened, but I went to take the batteries out because it's not a good idea to leave the batteries in these, because the batteries leak and then they'll wipe out your thing. So I was like, oh well, I want to look after it because it's a good torque wrench. The thing wouldn't come out. It was bound up, seized in there, so I really had to give it a bit of force to get the cap out. It broke the ears on it, so I was like, oh, you know, now I'm gonna have to put some tape over it or a bit of hot glue or something like that. And that's when I came up with the idea of buying a whole heap of lithium batteries. So that's coming soon, 2nd of September, I think they're due, just from Amazon. So I went around the house, because lately we've been in this house for 13 years. So lately we've been going to remote controls that must be the like 10-13 years the lifespan on batteries, because lately every remote control we're opening up that we haven't used in a while, that we haven't gone through a set of batteries on, has leaked. Some kitchen scales leaked, they're gone. My missus has got a thing that you put on your head to do your temperature. Obviously they don't go through a lot of batteries, but we would have had that since we moved in the bin. Actually these are the kitchen scales here. I might have saved them, I'm not sure. So yeah, we got these ones. I use it for making the bread every time. So and then that's my little 3/8 drive torque wrench. Took the batteries out of that. I'll be putting lithium non-leak ones in there. My little, hopefully I just didn't lose the thing. No. My little electronic spirit level, same deal. It's not something you use all the time. Laser level, same thing, you know. So I've just cracked it because I'm sick of fixing things and throwing remotes out. I think my TV in the bedroom remote is in the bin. It just doesn't work anymore. So, which is okay. Well, not okay, but we use Amazon Fire Stick in there. So we don't really use that remote. So yeah. So, but if I want to use any settings on the TV, I'm going to have to buy another remote. So yeah, I cracked it and just went around the house, wrote down all the things that took AA and AAA and I think there's 2 9-volts maybe as well, can't remember. So yeah, they're all coming. And then hopefully we won't have this problem of leaking batteries anymore and throwing things out. So torque wrenches is one thing that's going to get you, because you don't use them all. I don't use them every day. I use them like 3 times a year, if that. One day you're going to go to it, think the battery's flat, take the thing off, and it's just full of, it's got coral in it pretty much, and you just throw it out. So yeah, I don't want that to happen. So yeah, this little tag for the cars I'll leave here. So yeah, I bought a new torque wrench. That was where that was going. I didn't want to spend a lot of money. I think that one was under $100 because they only just came out, these Tool Pro ones, and I had some credit for Super Cheap Auto. So I got it at a discount and used my credit. I think it was like, they're normally $250. I think they're down to $150, and I got it for about $90 or something with my credit. So yeah, whatever. I didn't want to replace. I didn't want to take it back and get a new one. I'm not interested. I don't like this design at all. So I bought a Vevor one. I think it's a Vevor. It's another brand that starts with a H, but it's exactly a Vevor. It's just rebranded Vevor. Rebranded to this other H brand. I can't remember what it's called. But if you look at a Vevor one, identical, and it's got a screw in. It's still a screw in cap, but it's got a thread on it, not stupid little ears that are quarter turn, and it actually has a proper thread on it, so that's much better. Plus, I'm going to be putting lithium batteries in it so they can stay in there. They're leak proof, so all good. So yeah, that was one thing that was coming. Let me just tick all this off, what we're talking about. It's not. Oh, here, torque wrench. So that's coming pretty soon, like in 6 days or 5 days or something. The batteries. I ordered a heap of stuff over the last 2-3 weeks, and it's all seemed to be coming on the same day. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. I got some die grinder bits. So I did buy that die grinder because that was on special at Super Cheap a while back as well. The only thing is, unless I put them in here, I can't remember now. But yeah, it's just an air operated die grinder. Then I got this off Amazon. They might actually be in here. I think I chucked them all in here. Maybe not. But yeah, it's like a 200 and something piece. It's got grinding, sanding, cutting, polishing. You know, there's a heap of. You can see how many things are in there. All different grades of sandpaper. You know, and $29. Couldn't believe it. So. Yeah, that I haven't used it, but yeah, that'll work really well. And then I did buy. They actually might be in here. So I've got a pewter mug. I'm going to try. I did polish it by hand, but I'm going to use the polisher that it comes with. Try that, and then in drill. Here they are. Yep, found them. So yeah, I've got a heap of tungsten carbide. Bits for grinding metal. They're metal or wood. I think you can use them on wood. So that'll come in handy when required. So that's it on the table here to talk about. Just gave the scoot. I'll slip some pictures in before and afters. Took this down to Busselton when we went, and it got absolutely hammered because there was a fair bit of rain. We didn't ride in the rain. It was just always wet when we were riding, and we did about 80-90 k's with this thing over 2 days, not in one hit. So yeah, before and afters you'll see the photos, but yeah, just gave it a nice degrease. Probably the best clean it's ever had, actually. But yeah, definitely needed it. Had red dust and orange dust, or whatever you want to call it, all over it. So all good there. Let's have a chat about the i20. So yeah, I just seen this. So that worked. So I made that. There is a video before this video about it. It's just a bottle jack in a frame and a press. That worked to press the bearing, the bushes out. No problems. We had the right size socket by chance. Or did we use something else? I think we used a combination of a few things. Dad did most of it, and then I was on the phone ringing around because when we took the arms out, the lower ball joints were buggered as well. The rubber boot was ripped on one of them, so we thought we'll just go and get new ball joints, to fix that as well while it's out. Might as well. So yeah, popped them all out, no worries. But we didn't have the right thing to put them back in, because obviously when you're popping them out, it doesn't matter if you're pushing on the wrong thing, because they're going in the bin anyway. But obviously you can't push like on the internal bit. It's got to be done properly when you put them in, and it's got to be dead square, otherwise it ain't going in. So we rang Dad's mate up, who has a mechanic shop in Morley, which is 10 or so minutes from here. He said, yeah, no dramas. He had a big, floor standing 20-ton one. Plus he's got a heap of stuff to, just things that you've accumulated over the years, different sizes, pipes and things like that to do it. So we thought we'd better just do it properly and go there. So we went to a place in Wangara to buy the new ball joints. They had them in stock, the last two. Lucky they had it. Went there, then went to his place, pressed him in with it for about an hour. And even with the right stuff, it took us an hour to do the big bush, the lower bush, and the ball joints. The ball joints pretty much went in pretty smoothly, but the big bushes they just kept getting a bit cocked and they wouldn't go in. So plus the arm doesn't sit flat, it kind of sits on an angle, so you got to prop it up with sockets, and it was a pain. And then about halfway through doing it, Dad's mate, who's the mechanic, who probably does this fairly often on i20s, he says, you can buy a whole new control arm for $80 with brand new bushes and ball joint in it. And I was like, should have just rang you first, because I can't remember. It was about $300 I spent on just bushes, the big bush, the little bush, and then yeah, that was about 160 or 190 all up, I think. And then it was another 50 or 60 for the ball joints, I think, from memory. I can't remember. Yeah, so it was way more expensive. The only thing is the bushes I got are a polyurethane or some other, they're not rubber, they're like a synthetic rubber. They're like a performance, it's a performance car, but I couldn't get rubber ones. They're just not in Australia at all. The only ones I could get were from Whiteline, and they're a synthetic rubber, very hard. So they are an upgrade. They're not a standard rubber one. They'll last forever. They'll last the life of that car now, pretty much. So yeah, it was a bit of for $160 we could have just bought, the whole new arm with it ready to go, both sides done. Would have taken like 2 hours to pop the old ones out, put these ones in, except this took the whole day. So the whole reason for us doing this is the car has a knock when you go left or right when you're turning. You got to turn pretty hard for it to knock, but anyway, it had a knock, and we thought doing this would fix it. You can kind of see where this is going. So yeah, it was about 3:30 by the time Dad rocked up, about 9:30, and we were done by about 3 by the time we'd done all this running around, and put it back in the car, went for a test drive, clunk. And I told Dad that the funny thing is, it won't do it twice going one way. It'll only do it going left, and then if you turn left again, it won't do it. You've got to turn right to like kind of reset it, and it'll clunk going right, then clunk going left. But if you go 2 lefts, it'll do it on the first one, but it won't do it on the second one. So anyway, went for a test drive, still done it. And we get back, frustrated as, spent the whole day, spent $300 on it. Get back, Dad's like, there's got to be, just pop the bonnet, let's have a look. So I popped the bonnet, and he's touching things and looking at engine mounts, because that's the next thing we were going to, was engine mounts. We thought maybe it was an engine mount. And I said, check the battery. And he grabs it, and the battery's as loose as anything. And it's got no strap on it, and it doesn't have a strap. It's just got like a bracket that kind of squashes it in. And he goes, it's loose, and that's what it was. And that's why it would only do it going left one way and then right the other way, because once you go left and it clunks, it's kind of all the way where it needs to be. And if you go left again, it's already moved. It's in that position. It can't move anymore. And then you go right and it resets it and goes back. And we just looked at each other and just went, what a waste of time that was. one of the bushes was pretty perished, and one of the ball joints was ripped. So it kind of wasn't a full waste of time. That's how I'm kind of making myself feel better. But anyway, yeah, it wasn't a total waste of time. It needed to be done, but it kind of didn't need to be done, and that's not what the noise was anyway. It was the loose battery. So I just cut a bit of hose. I had a bit of that Nylex hose, cut about 100 mil, split it in half. It just had to go in between he bent the bracket and then put a bit of hose so that way it wouldn't slip again. Tightened it all back down, noise gone. The car handles like a go-kart now. It's unbelievable. There's no dead spot in the steering wheel. Even my miss, she's not mechanically minded at all, but the first time she drove to work and home, she just come back, she goes, this is a different car. It's unbelievable. It's just so tight now. So yeah, that would be the upgrade in the bushes that she's feeling there. So they're not a softy rubber, they're a hard polyurethane or nolethane. Well, I don't know what they are. It just says a synthetic rubber. It doesn't actually say what it is. So yeah, worth kind of doing. And then kind of while we were working on the car, I noticed, because we've only just had the car repainted with colour in certain where it needed to be fixed, but the whole car got a rear clear coat on it, re-clear coated the whole car. So I noticed kind of where the back of the front tyres are and the back of the rear tyres, it's kind of spurting up a little. Plus it's been raining a lot and there's a lot of sand on the car, like on paint. So I've ordered a set of little mud flaps for it, not big ones, not mud flaps. They're just like little guards that come around. So they're just coming from eBay. So hopefully they fit. They're made for that car. So yeah, hopefully they'll fit and protect the paint. So yeah, they shouldn't be too hard to put on, but I'll do a video on them, putting them on. You'll see how small they are. They're like a big square mud flap, like a truck one. They're just like little guards to stop stuff getting on the paint, really, and that's it. So then we've got, from AliExpress, I got a little cheap 1/4 inch quick connect pressure gauge that you can connect in line with your pressure washer. I want to see what how much pressure is coming out of that gun, because they reckon it's 1800 psi. I don't care what it is. It's doing a great job, fantastic job, best pressure washer I've ever had. I'm just curious to see what it is. I had one already that was a 3.8 and 3.8, which goes before the gun, and it's only just hitting 1000 psi. But I want to see what it is after the gun, because that's where the reduction is and that's where you make your pressure. So yeah, it's yeah, I was kind of shocked when I connected that one in. I was like, oh, it's only 1000. They said 1800, but it makes sense because that's kind of, you got to put the tip on and you got to do it after the gun, I think. It'll be interesting to see. I'll connect both of them up and see what the pressure difference is. So yeah, that'll be good. And I've also got from AliExpress as well is a foam cannon. I think I did talk about it a while ago. For some reason, it's not here yet. It was meant to be here a week ago, so I'm going to get onto them soon. It's another foam cannon, but it's not one that you put 50 mils of your product in, or 100 mils, and then top it up to a litre with water and then spray it onto your car. I think you put 100 mils of concentrate in it, and it does all its mixing in the head, so you don't have to have a litre of water hanging off your gun. Not that it's heavy, but could be a convenient thing to not have to pre-mix before it goes out. So yeah, that'll be interesting to find out. I got an oil filter cutter coming from Amazon. I thought that might be a good idea for the Z. I can't do it for the Commodore because it's just the filter is just the filter. It's not an outer case. It just slips into a thing that's already in the engine bay. So it's not one that you can cut open. Oh, you can still look inside it because it doesn't have a case. So you don't need this thing for the Commodore. i20 I don't really care about, but mainly for the Z, I'd like to be able to cut open and just see if there's any metal in there. It's already had 2 oil changes at 2,500 and then at 5,000, so it's due for its next one at 10,000. We're at 8,500 at the moment, so yeah, there shouldn't be any metal. You would have expected to see maybe a little bit of metal in the first one, but definitely not at 10,000 Ks, so we'll definitely check that. Amazon, I got a water level alarm coming because it happened to me. It's like the 3rd time. So filling the tank up for the RO water overflowed. It would have only happened, like overflowed for like 10 minutes. Yeah, it's yeah, I should have checked it. I did have my alarm on. I just miscalculated how long it would take to fill up. So pretty good, actually, because I thought it would take 5 hours, and it only took 3 hours to fill it up. So it's pumping the water out. It's pretty good. So I only just topped it up today, and I just caught it. I had about a centimetre to go, and I just caught it. So yeah, no dramas there. But I thought having an alarm, it's a Wi-Fi. You can put it Wi-Fi, so it sends you an email to say that the water level's up to a certain level. I probably won't use it like that. It also has an alarm, like a buzzer. So I'll probably just use that. I don't think I need it to download an app and have it connected to my Wi-Fi and steal data and stuff like that. There's no need for that. So yeah, I'll just use it as that. So that'll be a handy thing. I don't think it was very expensive. I'm pretty sure it was under $20 for that. Obviously I'll put screenshots in. You'll see exactly how much it is. I'm only guessing. Amazon got an oil extractor. So I had one for the jet ski. The only thing is, when I had my jet ski, obviously there's no sump on it. Well, there is a sump, but there's no sump plug. You can't go under a jet ski, and so you got to suck the oil out. So I had one. I cheaped out. I bought like a 4 litre one because it didn't have a lot of oil in it. It was only a 3-cylinder, 1 litre 3-cylinder. So it only had like 3 or 4 litres of water in it. I can't remember. So I bought like a 4 litre one or a 5 litre one. It was pretty good, but it was a pump. You had to pump it like a pressure sprayer to create the vacuum to then suck the water out. And it just had like a flexible hose, like very small, it was only like 6 mil or something, 6 mil ID, maybe 8-9 mil OD. It didn't have those long stiff hoses that an oil extractor should have. It didn't come with them. So yeah, I didn't know what was going on. But anyway, it worked, and I only serviced the jet ski twice anyway, but it worked. But when I sold the jet ski, I sold it. That went with it as well, because I was like, oh, I don't need it. It was too small for the cars. Whatever. Didn't even think about using them on the cars. But anyway, Vevor again, torque wrench. This thing, my DI is Vevor. They had one. I just saw it browsing, and I was like, oh, that's a really good idea. Probably won't save any time. If anything, it'll probably take extra time. I think this is like 6 or 8 litres or 10. I can't remember. It looks like it's got a fairly big tank, so it'll do one whole oil change in one hit. It should do. I think the Commodore takes 6.5-ish, 7 litres. The Z's 7 litres, and the i20 is like 4.5 litres. So yeah, I'm not sure, but either it should fit a whole oil change in there. One of the main reasons I got it is because the Z has a plastic oil pan, and then it's just got a metal insert for threads. So you don't do it tight. It's only 18 Newton meters from memory, but every time you undo it, it feels like it's going to strip, and it will strip one day. Plus, I'm not doing 20,000k oil changes like they say. So, if it lasts five goes, it's 100,000. The engine's probably coming out. You put a new oil pan on it when you do the water pump, do all that kind of stuff. I'm doing them a lot more often. So if it strips, it's going to strip for me at like 50,000 Ks or something like that. If I do them every 10,000, even every 7,000, I'm thinking about doing them. I'm not sure yet. It's going to strip. So I kind of don't want to mess with that too much. So my theory is you pull your dipstick out, undo your oil filter filler where you pour the oil in, put this tube down. The one I've got is a pump, but it also connects to your air compressor, so you don't need to pump it, and it'll suck all the oil out. So I suck the oil out of it now anyway, so I'll drop the drain plug. It'll all come out, but the drain plug is also about 2 centimeters away from the bottom of the pan, so you're leaving a fair bit. I think you're leaving about 800 mils of old oil in there. So I've got a little brake bleeder sucker, which I don't use for brakes anymore. Pneumatic one that you connect to your compressor, and I just suck the rest out, and I think that's only got a 1/2 litre tank, and that's full. Then I've got to empty it, and then I go back for more. So I think it's about 700-800 mils you're getting out of it extra. So well, it would be, because they call for 5.3 litres of oil, and I put 6 in. 5.3 for an oil change in the book. But after I suck out what's at the bottom there, I'm putting 6 in. So it's about 700 mils extra. So yeah, that'll work out. Hopefully. I've watched a few videos on it. Looks like it does what it's meant to do. So the car is still going to have to go up on those on the quick jacks I got, because to get to the oil filter, you've got to get to it underneath. Same with the i20. The oil filter is underneath, but look, I'd jack them up. It's so easy with those quick jacks to jack the car up. It literally takes 3 minutes to position them and jack the car up. But if you don't want to on the i20, you probably don't have to, because you can get, the car's quite high, so you can get under the car and get to the oil filter. It'd be a bit hard draining oil out of it, but if you're going to suck it out from the top, you probably save you jacking the i20 up. The Commodore, not necessary to jack up, because the oil filter is up in the engine bay. It's a cartridge type, like what I was talking about. So if I can suck the oil out of the dipstick, and then, yeah, if I can get all the oil out through the dipstick with this thing, you undo your top on your oil filter, take that away. The new oil filter comes with the cartridge and a new O-ring. You put the new cartridge in. You can put oil in it, because it's only the cap that comes off, it's not the sides, so the sides stay there. New cartridge goes in, and then you can fill it up with new oil. New O-ring, put the cap back on. I think that's only 20 Newton meters, something like that. It's not a lot, finger tight pretty much, but it's in the engine bay, it's not under the car, so it's easy to do. New oil in, and boom, don't even need to jack the Commodore up. So it will save time with the Commodore. They reckon it's pretty quick using it with a compressor like I'm going to use it. It's a bit slower with the pump pack, because you do like 5 pumps, and then you got to let it come, and then you'll figure out that it's not extracting oil, so then you go back and pump it again. Whereas with the air compressor, it's constantly sucking out, and it's a bit faster. So yeah, so that'll be a good tool, I think. It was under $100 bucks. I think it was about $80 delivered. So yeah, it wasn't really that expensive, but as long as you use it, it's okay. And the last thing, or two, will go down there. But I did get some polish for. So we're going to do Dad's car. He's got a Commodore, same model as mine. Mine's a Series 2. His is a Series 1. But his is a sedan, and it's an SS, so it's got a 6-litre V8 in it. Mine's only a 3-litre V6. It is swirled big time. It's a 20... I think his is a 2012 or a 2013. It was the first of that model, the VF, to come out. He got it in the first year. I've never polished it, and he puts a car cover on it as well, and it is monster. It's got monster swirls in it. So the polish I've got is I only bought it to do my i20, and it's a very, very not very abrasive, because the car was brand new. So yeah, I don't have any cutting things. So I'm pretty happy with Sonax. So I got the Sonax. It is really good. It doesn't dry up. It doesn't really clog the pads up, as long as you use good pads. It doesn't matter if you get it on the black trim on your car, it rubs off pretty good, and it doesn't dust. That's the main thing. So yeah, it doesn't fling dust everywhere as it dries up. And this is a cut and finish 5 and 5, so it's a 5 out of 6 for cut correction, and a 5 out of 6 for gloss brilliance. So it should finish pretty good. I'm hoping I won't have to do a second stage, because normally if you're getting that much of a cut, it's going to leave holograms, and then you got to go back with a finer polish. I do have a finer polish, the one I used for my Nissan. So if I have to do a second step, I'd use that one. But this seems... Sonax use diminishing abrasives, apparently. I've got an S20 Gold. I think it's Sonax as well. But it doesn't cut as much as this. But that's the same thing. It's got diminishing abrasives. So it's got... The abrasives start off a bit bigger. And then as long as you work it, they diminish, get smaller with the heat and friction. And then that's how they finish nice. If you just get a cut, the abrasive stays the same size the whole and that's how you get swirl marks. Or holograms, really. Yeah, it'll get rid of swirls, but it'll leave holograms. Then you got to go back with a polish to get rid of the holograms, whereas on paper that should get rid of both and just finish it as is. That's not going to get you to 100% mirror finish. We're not after that. I'm not after that with any of my cars. They're not daily drivers, but they're not Ferraris or Lambos that sit in a warehouse and get driven once a month. If you want that next level, then you are going to do a 2 and 3 stage polish. This will get it to 80%, and that's good enough. So yeah, all good. And then I needed some pads. The pads I got, you get about halfway through a car and they fall apart. So I got these Hex Logic ones. Again, I'm not spending $30 on a pad, like for Roops or some other brand one that they want to charge you $30 per pad. I got these for about $10, $12, and there's 5 of them, all different. One's hard, one's soft, one's medium, kind of thing. Whatever. They're the Hex ones. So we'll see how they go. I've never used them, so we'll see how they fall apart. I'm sure a $30 pad probably doesn't fall apart halfway through a car, but as long as they last for half, even if you go through 2 of them, you're still better off. So whatever. And the last thing I was going to mention, or second last thing, was, I don't think it's even here because I found myself using it in the house more often than not, is the ONR. So I got that about a week and a half ago. I've pretty much used it every day. I have used it on the cars. It doesn't make it. They say to use it as a detail spray. I wouldn't. Watch out, mate. We'll go back over there because this aircon's just kicked on. Yeah, so it says to use it as you can use it as a detail spray. I wouldn't. It is way too watery, and it doesn't evaporate. So if you're like me with RO DI water and you're doing this so you don't have to scrub on your car even to dry it, and then it dries, and then you go and get a rag to detail and you got to scrub it because to dry it, I'm not interested. It's just too watery. It does leave a nice finish, but it's too watery for me. You're constantly chasing watermarks everywhere, and I'm pretty sure because even though I've used DI zero TDS water to mix the ONR, because it's got ONR in it, it's going to leave watermarks. I don't know. I used it on the bonnet and I just went, nah, not doing it. It's really good for windows, but again, you're chasing. You've got to dry it. You can't just. I know you got to dry a detail spray, but you spray it on, you wipe it, and then it kind of evaporates like Windex or whatever. But this stuff is like, imagine spraying water on your window and then doing that. It's still got watermarks everywhere. So you've got to kind of spray it, use a rag to wipe it, then use another rag that's dry to really finish it off, and it finishes really nice. But I don't want to be rubbing stuff on my car, on the paint, on the windows, no dramas. And it leaves no haze, no smoke, nothing on the windows. Does a really good job on the windows. So I will continue using it. That's about the only thing. I'll probably use it for interior. I did do the rims as well. I did the rims with them, and it came up really good. Somehow it leaves a coating similar to a wax or a spray detail. So yeah, it does do what people say it does. That's for sure. But I found myself using it inside more than anything. I haven't used it as an interior detailer yet, but from what I've seen, it's going to do a good job on the interior detail. So I've used it on our leather couch out here. Did a really, really good job. Made it feel really nice. It doesn't leave like a shine on leather. It's just a nice matte finish. The rag had a bit of black on it because there's dust on the top, and where you sit all the time, I really gave that a good. It's once a year clean kind of thing, and it came up really good. So yeah, that was cool. Stone bench tops, unbelievable. Doesn't leave any streaks, as it doesn't leave streaks on glass, so it's not going to leave streaks on stone bench tops. We got a glass splashback, use it on that. Even though it's oily, still comes up pretty clean. What else? Shower screen, unbelievable. Really good on the shower screen because it leaves that barrier. Probably last about a week, I'd say. So if you I had to descale our kettle the other day, and I thought, well, scale is calcium and lime and stuff, so why don't I use this in the shower and it came up. It was probably the best shower cleaner I've ever used. I sprayed it on, mixed it up into a litre like it says. I just followed the instructions. Mixed the sachet into a litre, sprayed it on, let it sit, rubbed it with like a non-scratch scourer, which I've done with other chemicals, and it cleaned better than any of those purpose chemicals for showers. So really good. So that's what I did. I cleaned it with kettle descaler and the scourer. I squidged it, made it all dry. Then I put, I think it's called Butte Beads from Bowden's Own, which is like a spray-on ceramic coat, but it's not. It just lasts a few months. So I put that on, let that dry, and then I put O&R over the top. But since then, you know, obviously the shower, I don't squidgy the shower at night time. I can't be bothered doing that. So yeah, left it a week. Sprayed the descaler again because I had some left over. Sprayed that on, let it sit, scrubbed it a little bit, but not super. Let it dry, and then O&R, and it seems to be going week by week now. So it's probably due for one now actually, and it's still see-through. Before you could barely see through it. It's still see-through. There's a couple of water spots on there, but nothing serious. So it's fighting it off, and when you do clean it, it just falls off because you got that barrier. It's not actually touching the glass; it's touching the coating that the O&R is leaving. And then I thought, because I said you can use it in your steamer, so actually I've been using it in the Dreamy as well, the Dreamy electric floor mop, wet mop kind of thing, and working really good, and it leaves your tiles like no marks, no streaks, and a nice coating on there as well. That feels different when you're walking around on it. It feels really good. And ultra clean, and you look at the reflection and it's just a matte finish, perfect. There's no marks left from the it used to leave like little marks, like little rail marks, where the mop would dry and the water would dry, but not anymore. Really good. I think my missus, she's due to be home soon, so I better lock this off soon. So yeah, used it in that, and literally, I mean, its dilution for doing that is 4 mils per litre. So I put half a cap, not even half a capful. It doesn't need a lot. I did do it once, and I put too much in, and it left a bit of a like a residue on the floor. So then I did it again just with water after the next day, and it still picked up. You could see it was still picking up dirt, and I didn't put any cleaner in the water. It was just fresh water. So yeah, you don't want to put too much because it will leave that residue, that chalky kind of residue on there if you go and put too much on. More is not better with O&R. I've found that. Just do the dilutions that it says, and you'll be fine. You're just wasting it if you're putting too much. So yeah, and then I used it in my. I got a McCulloch steam cleaner, which has floor attachments, so you can do floors. So I did all the tiles. This was a few days ago now. I did all the floors. So it's hot. So the O&R is in the water in the steamer. Apparently it's safe to do that. She's home now. So yeah, apparently it's safe to do that. So yeah, did that, and it put a fair bit of water on, but it did a really good job. And then same thing, that steamer comes with, I use it on the carpet in our bedroom, and it came up unbelievable. And smells really good too. So yeah, that worked well. So I did all the tiles and the carpet. I went through about 3 cleaning pads because you stop and have a look, and it's quiet. And I'd only just mopped the floor, and it was still pulling up dirt. So really good. But the only thing is, it does leave a lot of water. It took about 2 hours for it to dry, or about an hour and a half, I suppose. It was a cold day as well, so that's why it took a long time to dry. But yeah, I just let it dry, no dramas. And then when it was dry, I went again with the Dreamy, with just water in it. And I think I did it twice just to get that residue off the floor, and it was unbelievable. And I've only mopped it once since then, and it looks perfect, and the water's clear. So it's really doing its thing. So I'm going to leave it for a couple of weeks now, do it again, and hopefully the water's not clear, because if it's clear, that means it's not doing anything. So hopefully it's grey, and we know that it's doing everything. So I've got it back to clear water now. So yeah, give it a couple of weeks and we'll go from there. I'll just go and say hello to the missus, and I'll get back to you. Okay, yeah, and then the last thing, I think that was so the last thing I want to do is, it's not going to happen today because you can see the clouds have just come in, and I kind of want a nice blue sky day, because I did take some nice photos in Busselton, obviously with the sky in the background, but then I did take a couple of top-down ones like that one, and it was a cloudy day as well, and you just can't expose, the camera's not that good, and you can't expose it, the photo very well when you've got all shiny white clouds everywhere. It's either you got to have the ground dark to have the clouds kind of not too much of a brilliant white, or it just doesn't match because of the white sky. So I want to wait until we got no clouds. Hopefully it'll happen in the next few days, and we will get the drone up, use a flip, and I kind of want to go out that way because we've got all houses this way and over there's all bush. So I want to go over the bush and take a photo back this way. So it'll have to be in the morning as the sun's coming up, so that way the sun's behind the drone. So we're not looking into the sun taking the photo. I want a nice blue sky. And just get a nice photo. I want to do the highest resolution pano, I think it's 9 photos. If it's got an option to do 12, I'm going to do whatever the highest is. That gives me the biggest resolution. And then I've just seen today on Big W website, so I either get my photos printed through Kmart or Big W. Big W is a 10-day turnaround. They must get printed somewhere and then sent here. You can either go and get them sent to your house or pick them up. I think you pick them up for free from your local Big W, or if you want them sent to your house, it's like $10. So yeah, you can do that, or you can go to Kmart. Kmart is next day. About the same price, about $5 difference. The only thing with Kmart, the biggest one they do is that one I've got is 600 by 900. Big W, the biggest one they do is 750 by 1200. So that's what I want to try and do, is a 750 by 1200. They're on special at the moment for $39, I think they were. Normally $52. So that's a pretty, even at $50, that's a pretty good deal for 1.2 by 750. So yeah, and there's got to be no wind, because otherwise if there's wind, we're going to do the same thing. It won't let me take the pano, it just cancels it. So not that I want a photo of my suburb, but I kind of don't want to use like a scenery. I want houses. So that way you can kind of zoom in and see the difference, because what I'll do is I'll take the same photo as a single photo, 48 megapixel, and then I'll do the 9 photo stitch and zoom in on the same house without the drone moving, zoom in on the same house and see what the difference is. I'm not going to get the single photo stitch, there's no point. You're going to have the higher resolution from the pano, so I will use that to print out, and I want to see how good that comes out at 750 by 1200. Whatever the biggest one Big W does, the biggest print they do, that's what I'm going to do it as, and go from there, because we definitely want more photos for around the house. So yeah, all good. IKEA has a photo frame, I think it's 750 by a meter, something like that. So you'd have to cut 200 mil off that size photo if you want it framed. Otherwise I'm thinking maybe just get a sheet of MDF and block mount it. I'm not going to make a frame for it, but you could if you wanted to. But yeah, I just want to see at the highest pano resolution that my drone can do compared to the biggest print Big W offers. I just want to see what the resolution does. So, and I think doing it of houses where you can actually zoom into, rooftops and tiles and see what the difference is. I think that's a better way to do it than, it's a bit of a waste, but it's only $39 or whatever to suss it out. And at least then you'll know. And if it looks absolutely ridiculous, like no good, I might do the same photo, but I don't think it's going to look bad, because like that's 600 by 900 single photo and it looks pretty good, but it's not of houses. So, you can't really tell the pixelation because you're looking at waves and rocks, and it doesn't translate to anything kind of meaningful. So yeah, I'll do it of the houses. It's an experiment pretty much. And then from then on, you'll know that, the 9 photo pano is sweet to do 750 by 1200 prints. I think it will be. But like I said, I'll do 2 photos, single photo, then the pano, zoom into the same house, like, you know, that's ages away, and see what it's like, and go from there. But it will be an interesting thing. But yeah, we definitely want more. And plus, we're going back to Busselton in probably 2 months to stay at my mate's house to do that work on his house. So yeah, he's letting us stay there for free, and I've offered to pressure wash his driveway and clean the windows and stuff. So we're going to be going back there. So we're going to get some. We'll probably go to that Canal Rocks where we got that expensive photo from, and again, same. We'll try the same kind of photos there. Just get a heap of them, and hopefully it's not too windy. So we'll go from there. I think that's enough of a catch up. So there's not really anything going to happen in this video. I don't even know. It's probably close to an hour long of chit chat anyway. So yeah, not a lot going on, but we'll do the drone here when the weather's nicer, when there's some blue skies. And that's just an update of the stuff coming. I don't know if it's a bit of a waste, some of those things, but yeah, I mean, whatever. It's good to have. Look, the money that you save on taking your car for one service to the dealer, I'm spending it on, you know, the oil filter thing, can opener thing to have a look, the fluid extractor. You know, it's a one-off purchase, and you don't go to the dealer after that. So you're saving. I know it looks like you're spending money, but you're actually saving money by having the right tools to do it properly from the start. So yeah, that's all good. Tomorrow's Friday, so I don't think I'm going to work tomorrow. So yeah, something might pop up tomorrow, but I don't normally work Fridays, so we'll see what happens. But I might go to work Friday. My mate has Mondays off, so I might go to work tomorrow and then transfer it and have the Monday off. There's not a lot going on at work. We go through busy periods, and then we go through very quiet periods for like a month, and we're in a quiet period at the moment, so that's why I was able to go to Busselton and all that. Worked out pretty well, but yeah, we've only got another week or so, and then it's going to get busy. So yeah, I might go to work Friday. We normally finish at 12 on Fridays anyway, which is pretty good. But yeah, I might go to work Friday, transfer my day off to Monday, and then catch up with my mate on Monday. We'll see how we go. But anyway, yeah, apart from all that junk that I just talked about, have a good one. We'll see you in the next video. Hopefully the drone video. Catch you then.